Hey.
Hey, welcome back again to VibeLamp podcast.
Yes.
And this is our third episode. And last time we talked about positivity and also, of course, about negativity. Now we're going to talk about
Comfort zone and change.
I think this is something that most of us have in the back of our heads, but we don't really think about that much. We focus more on other topics instead of comfort zone. So, let's talk about comfort zone. These two topics are very related because we're gonna be talking about what comfort zone is first, and then we're gonna talk about the subtopics that come along in.
Yes.
So first of all, let us define what is comfort zone.
Okay.
You want to start first, or?
To me, comfort zone is where everything is familiarized, or everything is already known to me. That a place where I feel safe, I feel unchallenged,
Okay.
not being challenged. So that's briefly how I view comfort zone.
I think it's mostly similar for me. It's a place where I can control things. It's the places where I know what will happen. I know what to do.
Exactly.
And I know what these things will give me. And mostly the things that I want are pleasure. I wouldn't want pain. I wouldn't want sorrow.
True.
I wouldn't want failures. So that's why this is my comfort zone. I feel safe. We feel secure because we know what's going to happen because we control it.
Yes.
And
Everything is already
set in place.
Yeah. You
All we have to do is just
already aware of it.
We just do it every day. We do it so frequently that it's just normal.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna discuss. We know now a brief, info what comfort zone is. I'm sure you know comfort zone is just like being in your own house, staying with your usual friends, or just doing your usual things, watching maybe Netflix, or watching your usual YouTube videos, or maybe eating your favorite food. You're drinking your favorite drinks, coffee, I don't know, green tea,
or hanging on to your job.
Yeah.
We have to really talk about this one.
Yeah, also job.
Because we don't want to patronize those who really love what they are doing, and those who
don't love
what they're doing, and it's feel like they don't want to move on. They don't want to figure out what is
other
next
opportunities they may have in the future. So now that's our difference. So there are some people who are comfortable with what they have, comfortable with their job, comfortable with the things that they have, and there are some people who are comfortable, but that's not what they want. That's not what they really wanted to have in life, but they have to have it because they have to survive. So now, comfort zone, that's just some simple explanations, examples of what comfort zone is. We'll give more as we talk on. So in our views, is it dangerous? Is comfort zone dangerous?
If for a moment it is not. It is where, probably to me, it is where you want to relax, to rest for a while.
Indeed.
But it is dangerous or bad when you stay there for too long. You're hanging there. You don't want to move on. You don't want to continue your journey. You just want to rest here. Everything is good. You got fruits. You got water. You got a shelter.
Agreed.
So everything is perfect. You want to stay here, where you know that your goal or your journey is far away from here.
Indeed, I agree with you. So it's like, in the present, it is not dangerous. It is where you can just free do whatever you want, relax, but then you don't try to look outside. And then I think that's what is dangerous, is we try to be too conservative to the point where we do not want to explore, we do not want to be more creative, we do not want to try different things. And I think there are so many things that prohibit us from doing it. The reason why it's comfortable is because there's not much fear in there. There's not much fear of failure. There's not much fear of disappointment.
Exactly.
And that's why they are comfortable in the zone and they would not want to leave outside the zone. And if you are just staying in your comfort zone for a long time, forever, you're gonna miss out on a lot of things in life.
For example, we see this picture talking about a rat in the rice jar. So for a moment when the rat, when he was in there, he or she, I don't know, it's a rat. So when he was when he's in the jar full of rice, everything is perfect. This is where he wants to stay. So but when the jar
is
empty,
he ate all of the rice.
Consume everything. And that's where he realized that, shoot, I'm in a trap. And now I cannot get out anymore.
It's hard for him to get out now.
Because he's already in the bottom of it. And that is similar to our life. I mean, even me, I don't want to take challenges all the time. It's
tiring.
It's tiring, it's frustrating, especially if the journey is smooth, that is okay. But when you constantly facing struggles and obstacles, you're gonna feel disappointed, or you're gonna
be demotivated.
You will have this flashback of your previous life, and you're gonna say to yourself, see, I told you, you are stupid. You were in a perfect place, everything was good. Why did you quit? Why did you stop? Why did you step forward? And now you're in a place that you don't know anything. You don't really know what is going to happen next.
And mostly people who are experiencing that, mostly what they're feeling is they hit a wall. They can't seem to break through that wall.
And only two choices you can make at that moment.
Either you keep trying,
pushing, find your way, climbing, or whatever,
or go back to your comfort zone. Just stay there forever.
And many times in our life, in my life, we did that. We did just that. Instead of pushing through, we fall back. Because we don't want to face the unknown. We don't want to feel not able to be in control of the situation.
I think everyone wants to be in control of the situation, so we know the results of it. And I mean, one of the examples of us just wanting to stay in the comfort zone is, before, we didn't really want to pursue this. Because it's just in the back of our heads, we didn't want to try, even though we wanted to try it. But then when we discussed with each other, we tried to make a plan. I was like, in order for us to do this, we need to face our fears. These fears of failures, these fears of disappointments, these fears of knowing that there will be things out there as we continue this journey, that we will face a lot of obstacles. And we have. Even though it's just the start, we have been facing constant obstacles behind the scenes. That has been really tiring. But thanks to people who are supporting us, thanks to people who are keeping to motivate us, and these things that we watch that help us to really see that this is worth it. And I think that's something that if you plant a seed, it will show fruit. Only if you're patient enough and if you're consistent enough in doing it. So then, we can clarify now that is comfort zone dangerous?
If you stay there long enough.
If you stay there long enough, it is dangerous.
Yeah, because it keeps you from growing, from
It keeps you from experiencing different things.
Yeah.
It keeps you from being creative.
and you're gonna miss out a lot of things.
Exactly, you're gonna miss out a lot of people, a lot of a lot of potential jobs.
Especially, it will create emotional chaos, conflict within you. Especially if you know that
You could have
done more. If you have a clear vision for yourself, but you refuse to act it out, you can, even though in your comfort zone you are feeling safe and secure and provided with everything, you will not have peace within you.
That is true. I don't know if some of you feel me, but after I've graduated from college or I've stopped studying, there is this constant thing in my head in where usually when I was studying, I wouldn't want to study. I wouldn't want to do all these things, but my parents keep telling me to study because it gives me knowledge. It's good for my future. But I only realized that after I was done with my studies. Right now I'm on a break and it's really hard. It's a struggle emotionally and psychologically, in where I see a lot of people growing and I myself don't know how to grow because I'm just there staying in my comfort zone, just doing things that I usually do when I want to relax and do all these things. But then I was like, I do not want this. I do not want to stay here because it's emotionally, I don't know, it kind of hurts, or it's kind of you're disappointed in yourself to see yourself here and other people are going beyond you, and most of them are younger than you, or most of them were below you before. It's not a comparison of whether this person is high or low, but you feel disappointed in yourself because you're not growing when you know you can grow.
Yes.
You there's a lot of challenges out there, but you choose not to take it because you're scared.
Yes.
And that's why this past few weeks or months, I challenged myself to read, even though I'm not a reader. I do not love reading. But
too.
now, when we started doing it, it's like we started to love it.
We enjoy
I was
it.
like, before we never wanted it.
Yeah.
It was like, it's reading is so tiring. It makes us fall asleep. I think that's when we have hit the wall.
Yes.
But then when we have this reason of why, like we explained, why are we doing this? When you're desperate, it makes you know that you can do so much more and you want to do that.
Yeah.
You want to step out there. It gives you that confidence, that courage to face your fears.
Yeah.
And
so, yeah, like you said, you have to have a plan
so
before
now
you
we're
step
on,
out of your comfort zone. At first, you have to realize first that you are in your comfort zone.
Yeah.
That you are not growing or being challenged in your life. And after you realize that, then you can make a plan.
Yeah.
What do you want to do now?
So now we're talking about how can we step out of comfort zone. We have clarified that comfort zone, it is present, okay, it's fine, but don't stay there for too long, or else it is really dangerous.
Don't get attached to it.
Yes. So now, how can we step out of our comfort zone? So now the first one is plan. Why is planning important for stepping out of comfort zone?
So, I think many people hear about this one of burning the bridge or burning your boat,
Okay.
or throw away your pedal, which is sometimes it worked for one person and not the other.
Yeah.
So it would, for us, we will not encourage you to burn your bridge or boat or whatever you have used to
Get up that way.
cross, your river. I don't know, metaphorically.
Yeah.
But when you have a plan, for example, if you having a job right now, but you know that you can do so much more. Maybe you want to start a business. maybe you want to do to work in another area
that you're not used to.
Yeah, that you can be challenged and grow more. You plan for that. You need to know. You have to take inventory of what can you risk.
You need information.
Yes, especially if you are a family person, that you have people looking up to you, or you are providing them resources. You don't want to jump out without thinking about them, because sometimes when you step out of comfort zone, sometimes it worked immediately, like everything works perfectly, but sometimes it doesn't work. Maybe you will fail so many times along the way.
That is reality.
Yes, so don't burn your bridge.
Yeah, keep it there.
Yes,
but the thing is, keep it there. You may need it.
Yes. For example, maybe you want to start a business.
Yeah.
But while you are doing a job, so make sure that you set aside your time, that you can do this business without affect your job or your performance in the company. Yeah, because you don't want to think about your interest over the company, because you're still receiving their salary. So
the salary
make
you
a
need
plan
it for your business and for many other things in life.
Because this business might work, and if it goes well smoothly, then maybe you can think about taking a break or quit your job. But until then, try to maintain it. Especially if you have people to provide to.
And making a plan is very important, because some people just try to jump out of there without thinking or getting information on how to do things that they want to do.
Yes.
And that is stepping out of the comfort zone, but that is also called recklessness. You can step out of your comfort zone the right way in planning, by knowing what steps you're gonna take.
Yes.
And those steps must not be big steps. So that's another point for that, on how to step out, is take baby steps.
Yes, little step by little by little.
Yeah.
Because at the age of your comfort zone, that's where you're learning, that's where you're growing. But if you step out too far, it's dangerous.
It's very dangerous.
Especially if you are not prepared for that. You did not expect it to happen. Some people, it might too much for them, overwhelm them to the point that they will give up everything and fall back. It
cost you so much, and sometimes because of that, you can't even go back to your comfort zone. I think that's one of the reasons why people don't want to go out of their comfort zone, is because
it is risky.
It's risky, and they really fear it.
True.
But the reason why they fear it is because I think they don't know how to properly get out of their comfort zone.
Yes.
Even us, we're still learning, we're still growing how to get out of our comfort zones, whether it be related to music, whether it be related to this podcast, whether it be related into reading or dealing with people. There's a lot of places that we're still trying to figure out what is the proper way to get out of there.
Yes.
Because without knowing the proper way or method, that's when anxiety just makes fear grow bigger.
Yes. For us, maybe we can give the example in our experience. Starting this one, we know that we are not professional.
No?
We know that our knowledge is very limited. So we figure it out. If we need to start this podcast, we have to study, to read, to watch, and to discuss before we start recording it.
And it takes a lot of time.
Yes, because we know that if we are going to just hit the record and then keep on
say
talking,
whatever we want,
it doesn't work.
It will not work, and we're not growing, we're not learning.
Yes.
And we're not helping anyone.
Yes. So I think it is best to know what you are capable of.
Yes.
If I think some people, I think you heard a lot of people who tell their story that just one day I realized this is not for me. I quit my job and then I move on. I travel and then suddenly everything just worked out for me.
Yeah.
But really, did they tell you how frustrated they are along the way? How many failures they faced? How many times they cry alone?
Exactly.
Or feeling stupid, feeling dumb, of quitting or leaving their job, their family, their comfort zone. It's seldom for them to tell you about that. So don't fall into it too easily. We're telling you to go out of your comfort zone, but it is best to do little by little, with researching, with knowing what it is you want to do next.
So that means, of course, knowing that, and then be accountable. I think we know about accountability partner, right?
Yes.
It's because one of the reasons why I keep trying to push myself. In order to push myself, I also need people to push me. We can't just keep going through it by ourselves. That's why most successful people, they have people behind them.
True. They have mentor.
Exactly. And I think that also takes humility. Some of us try to do it on ourselves, and then we fall out of it. We fall out of the motivation. We fall out of our confidence to do things, and sometimes we realize maybe I can't do this after all.
Yes.
But one of the ways in where you can go out of your comfort zone with much ease, or let's say you won't just easily fall back, is when you have accountability, when you have people knowing these things that you're gonna do, and then if you don't do them, of course you will feel stupid, you will feel ashamed.
Yeah.
So it pushes you more.
Someone that can call you out when you are not committed to your plan.
Exactly.
Because if you are depending on someone like your friend who is also in similar way, just like you, not willing to go forward,
you both will fall.
Yes. So finding a person who probably not so have the mindset like you, but not in a way of the same character.
Okay.
Or it is best to find somebody who has been or went through
those things,
the situation already. A person that has achieved something, that has experienced many failures, so that you can absorb their knowledge and learning from their mistake and take their advice.
So now on the next one, be positive and affirm. I think we've talked about this in the last one, but in order to expand our comfort zone, there's always anxiety and negativity that's in our heads that prevents us from stepping out. So we need to be positive. We need to affirm ourselves that we can do this. I can do this.
Yes.
That along with, of course, our work, we can't just be affirming ourselves and we're not doing anything, right?
The importance of have positivity in your mind is that by and of itself, positivity will not complete or make anything done. But when you have and when you keep positive mindset with you, especially when you hit the wall, it prevents you from going back to your comfort zone or feeling like you are a failure. But it will help you to figure it out. What can I do now? What is the way out? I mean, not back door, but
out of the comfort zone.
Out of this
wall that's preventing
obstacle wall. It will make you realize that there are many different ways that you can keep going forward. It may tell you, well, you have to climb the wall, probably, and you need the rope, or you can dig up the dirt and move, from the ground. Positivity will help you to find the way. It does not, it is not the way, but it helps you to find the way.
Yeah.
I hope this is
Yeah.
clear.
For some people, they think that they're not being positive when they're trying to be realistic in all of these things. And some people will be like, when they face adversity, you'll be like, it's all right. It just happens in my life. It always happens. I'll make it out here. Some people think that's not being positive, but that's being positive in itself. You knowing that, it's just a normal thing. It happens in my life. I'll make it out of here, even though it's so crap.
That is
positive thinking. It may not be the positive thinking that maybe it's overly, I can do this, it's alright, it's gonna be okay.
You will not always feel pumped in I can do it. No.
That's why we talked about positivity. There are many types of positivity and how you can be positive. It's just subtle. So being positive, it helps you attack your fears.
Yes.
And then, of course, the last point is expanding our comfort zone. In the first place, how did we have our comfort zone?
Well, for me, it would be a place where I worked so hard and arrived
Exactly.
at that point. And it is where I just want to stay.
Exactly. So in the first place, we worked hard for it. We worked hard to expand this comfort zone that we are now in. But then, since it's very comfortable for us now, we don't want to go out. We can just stay here forever.
Yes.
But the thing is, it's gonna be dangerous if you stay there for quite a long time. Now, why don't we just do the same thing and expand it more? So that's also another step, is think of it as expanding your comfort zone more. You already have this comfort zone. Why can't you make it bigger? Why can't you keep making it bigger?
I think one of the things that keep us out of making it work is that the fear of failure.
So now we can talk about also change. So we have fears of a lot of things. Why it's hard for us to step out of our comfort zone.
We don't want to change.
We don't want to change. And there's a saying where people fear change as much as they fear failure. So change, there is a prominent fact that there will be failure when something changes.
Yes, when you change, you will face the uncertainty of life. Especially, we go back to the job. If you are comfortable with what you are doing, you have good salary, you're doing the job that you are doing is okay. You know everything about how to complete it. Why would you want to change the way you do your job, knowing that it might not work?
Exactly.
So that is what really pushes us back to stay where we are.
That's why, of course, there are many learning experiences that we can get from change. Change is something that we fear, but if we are able to break through our fears of failure and our fear of changing, we will be successful.
Yes. And I think we all know this. We all know that failures it doesn't mean that we are defeated. Failures is a life lesson.
So we're gonna be talking about, this is also a part of our next episode.
Okay, we will elaborate more.
We will elaborate more on that, because our next episode is failures and success.
Okay, so we will keep on change first.
Indeed. So now, can you give us an example of change? Why is change important? Because of course there is good and bad change. But then we need to look. Sometimes we don't realize we are changing for the bad. And sometimes we are changing for the good. People don't try to realize, or maybe they don't realize, that most oftentimes they are changing for the bad. But there is also good in changing. So we need to be cautious on the steps that we take in order to change for the good, for the better, not for the worst. So can you give
Hopefully.
us hopefully we're trying to change to become better.
Yeah.
And that's why you need people around you to be honest with you, and you need to also analyze yourself. Now, can you give us maybe changes that could have been great for people? Examples. Why is change
I think we
important?
all know this story. You know, when Nokia facing challenging,
Yeah.
when Android firmware is something that other mobile phone
Indeed.
grabbing to be their software based, Nokia refused
Yeah.
to make that change. Now this is all the story I heard, I read.
I mean, it is in the news.
Yes. So they refuse to change. They hold this mindset that they will create something new of their own, which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to take that challenge, but
There's also the bad side.
yes, because Nokia refused to change, and it takes them years to figure out what they have to put in their phone. And even then it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So they missed out for years opportunity to grab this Android to use in their phone
And they could
and
have
make money and
Yeah.
sell their product.
while maybe experimenting
Yes.
on what they can do.
They refuse to change, and where they are right now,
I heard that they sold their
even though they sold, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Remember, they go to
True,
to
true.
Windows Phone,
yeah,
it doesn't work. You see that is
It's
one of the
too late.
reason.
It was too
It was too late. People already, Samsung is already dominate with the iPhone. They dominate the market already. People are using it, and then Huawei come out, LG. I mean, LG is
Yeah.
always there, but then even now many company,
They are.
so they cannot compete anymore.
Yeah. That's why it's very, very crucial for us to know or whether to decide which change is good.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the struggles of successful people still, or people who are trying to succeed. They will face times where they have to decide on what to do. And they cannot always just think by themselves. They need people around them to help them and try to just know the way, find the way, like, what are the risks here and what can we do? That they're planning, just like what we just talked about a while ago.
They have to envision
They have to envision.
what is in the future, what is going to be the trend.
Yeah, and what else they can do.
And but if sometimes you turn off those voice around you telling you that
Yeah.
you have to make some progress in your life, and you ignore them, you stay where you are right now, feeling secure.
As a Christian, mostly we were taught to be to have humility, to be humble. And I think that's one of the things that most people are sometimes fluctuating with. Maybe sometimes even me. And in order to change, in order to take on things, there are times where we have to be humble.
Yeah, to listen.
When we take on new things that we are not good at or we don't even know, it will humble us. It's humbling. When you're trying to maybe play the piano and you don't know what to do, it's like, do you feel proud that you don't know what to do? No. You'll feel
Uncomfortable.
Yeah, you'll feel humbled. You'll be humbled. And I think that's one of the great lessons that learning and going out is, it also makes you humble. It gives you that feeling of, I'm not all-knowing. I can't always do everything in the world. I don't know everything in the world. Therefore, I'm willing to change. I'm willing to learn these things.
The thing is, whether you like it or not, the change is going to happen. You might not accept it, but it is reality.
Indeed.
Every day of our life, the world is keep on changing. Now, some people will say, well, nothing new under the sun.
Yeah.
But that principle works sometimes.
Yeah.
Let's talk about maybe communication. We will always communicate, but the way we do it
It's different now.
is different. So if you if you don't want to change to use mobile phone and you want to just keep on writing letter,
or walking to.
yeah, I don't know, that's your choice, but just know that the world is keeping on changing.
Adapt and overcome the
Yes.
meme.
Yes.
So that's the thing. Change will always be there. And now we have to figure out which change is good and which change is bad.
Mhm.
And once we've determined that, how can we deal with the changes that are happening around? I think that's one of the most important things. How can we deal with the changes?
Okay.
What are we gonna do with the changes then? And I think that's something that we will learn to figure out as we step out of our comfort zone.
Yes.
And that is when we learn. That is when we take away from those things. And we will keep learning as we figure out, how do these things work? How can I deal with this? Knowing that I'm just new to these things. It helps us learn. It helps us evolve.
Yes.
It gives us so much more knowledge.
Yes. So, as we said before, always best to research,
Yeah.
to find out information. But still, even though when the information flood in too much, you cannot move.
Yeah.
So, if you think that you already have enough information to make an action,
Yes.
then move forward.
One of the
Take
most
the first step.
one of the most important things that we learn is stop thinking. Just go.
Yeah, get out of your head.
Too much thinking won't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
You have to go, step out, do something.
Yeah.
So maybe we can encourage you to do some things that will help you step out of your comfort zone, maybe a little bit. Like maybe try something that you don't want to do. Maybe talk to people that you don't talk to, message them.
Let me tell you my story.
Okay, go on.
So I went to the Philippines to study for 2 years. And one of my regrets is that I did not step out of my comfort zone. I stayed where I feel secure, which is in my room, where the internet is accessible, and to the school. So these are only the two places that I feel comfortable. I don't like to take bus outside to mall, take jeepney. I don't feel like knowing new people because I feel like, I don't know, they might get advantage of me.
Yeah.
And that is crazy. And that is what I missed out when I returned back home and realized that I should have explored more. I should have create more relationship, build good relationship with the people there. But I didn't.
Yeah.
I chose to stay in my comfort zone. And I feel like it cost me opportunity to know many good people, to learn from those people, to explore new things, to know new places, taste new food.
So that's an example of him not being able to step out of his comfort zone and enjoying just that comfort zone, not knowing that he will be trapped in it and regret it later.
Yes.
So it's better sometimes to realize that and regret early than regret late.
Mm-hmm.
But it is never too late.
It's never too late. As long as you if you are still breathing,
If you are committed, yes.
if you are still breathing, you can move, you
Yeah.
can make a decision toward your day.
Indeed.
You
now
can do it.
just do things that you think are out of your comfort zone. Don't take big steps, such big steps. It will not always be great for you, but try to be secure. Try to know what you're doing.
Yes.
Maybe just for a change, drive to your workplace or to somewhere in a different route. That will
true.
help you
That's true.
know a different route.
Yes.
Make it your comfort zone. Or maybe maybe you often like coffee, you don't buy anything else.
Mhm.
Try green tea, try lemon tea, try
Passion
different things. Yes, exactly.
With
Try-
soda.
we tried last time to use an iPhone to record the camera, and we experienced things about that.
Yes.
And now we're back with Mi Phone, and we're still gonna maybe try to figure things out. But that is stepping out of our comfort zone.
Yeah, a little. This is
Just Exactly.
These are things that you are not even aware of,
That you're doing that.
that you're doing or making a change.
Yeah.
But you are.
I think we have discussed enough on this one.
Yes.
And
So
please look forward to our next episode, Failures and Success. I think it will just be maybe half as long as this one. It depends on what we're gonna talk about. But once again, we thank you so much for the people who are supporting us with this podcast. We
you guys
appreciate
are awesome.
if even just watching for a minute or less than that, or even just commenting anything. It means a lot to us.
And
So
again, don't forget, if you have questions for us to clarify with what we're saying.
Yeah.
Sometimes you might not agree.
Yes.
You
Yes.
might not agree with us. So let us know what can be improved, what can we learn more, or you have better information that we
Yes.
can learn from.
you can comment it so people will also see and
Yes,
learn from
yes.
you. So we thank you so much. So if you guys want to keep listening to us, if you want to share this to your friends, feel free. Like, comment, share, check out our VibeLamp podcast in
YouTube and Facebook.
and-
We have promised you like a few weeks ago that we're
about
going to
SoundCloud.
have SoundCloud, but because we have crazy schedule.
Yes, but we will surely we have it, but we still need to upload the audios.
audio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, thank you so much for
Thank
this
you.
episode of Comfort Zone and Change, and see you guys on the next one.
Yes.
Peace out.